wish for it or you can work for it.
You gotta work for greatness. If you ain't working, you should be working. Come on, let's work.
These are the confessions of a workaholic.
Welcome to Confessions of a Workaholic, where we share the success secrets of fearless female entrepreneurs who are obsessed with success. This is your girl, Coriel, and you are in for a treat with today's episode because we are talking about real estate, and we all know that that is one major way to build wealth. So you are definitely going to want to get a notebook out because my girl Lauren is going to be dropping some gems, and you're going to want to take note. This episode is brought to you by The Inner Circle, a personal and professional mentoring program for goal-getting women. For more information on how The Inner Circle can support you in your success, visit MajorKeyMentoring.com. Now, today we are talking to Lauren Ala. She is a 25-year-old. She is a pretty young thing, licensed real estate, I think I mixed up real estate agent and realtor. She is a licensed realtor in the state of Michigan, hailing from Detroit, Michigan. She owns a hair extensions company, Catch Collection. She also recently launched a real estate t-shirt line, Your New Fab Agent. And she is a lead-based paint inspector and risk assessor, a home decorator and stager, and a women's empowerment life coach. So she has a ton of wisdom to share. Lauren, are you ready to confess?
Absolutely. I'm very excited and I'm ready.
Super excited to connect with you and to be able to share you with my audience. Real estate is definitely one wealth building strategy that a lot of people have questions about and are interested in. So I am sure that this is going to be an amazing conversation. But I always like to start by asking what your professional background is in, because I find it so interesting that sometimes our passions lead us away from our profession. So what is it that you actually started your career doing?
So I graduated Bowling Green State University in 2014. Bowling Green is in Ohio, and my original major was early childhood education. I ended up changing my major to human development and family studies, where I was still able to teach, but I could also get into social work, become a case manager, and pretty much work with the public and work with children. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 2014 in August, which was 2 months after I graduated, and I was a paralegal in a juvenile child advocacy court system. So I know that has nothing to do with real estate, which is super crazy. But I've also I was raised around real estate. So my mother, she's been in real estate for 27 years. I'm 25 years old. So my entire life, really all I've known is real estate. So it led me back. I ended up leaving Atlanta and then coming straight to Michigan. And that's how I ended up getting into real estate just randomly. But I do have a background just from my family being involved in real estate.
And so that was going to be my next question, is how valuable was it having a mother who was already in the business? You could kind of, shadow your entire life. How valuable was that, just having a mother who was already like a mogul in the making?
Now, I could say right now, I definitely appreciate it. She is the broker. She owns her own real estate company, which I work under directly. But growing up, I definitely didn't want any parts into real estate. I saw that it was definitely a business that you could make money in, but it was a very stressful business as well. So growing up, I actually never, ever wanted to become a real estate agent at all. It's so funny. But
so how do you... Well, obviously you're into it now. What was that transition like, though? Was it your mom convincing you that you should get into the business? Did you just have a change of heart and you were interested? How did that transition come about?
So what happened was I did like my career as a paralegal, but I worked a lot of hours. I had several part-time jobs in Atlanta, and I kind of would complain to my mom, and she would say, just move back to Detroit. You can buy your own condo or home instead of renting in Atlanta. I would pay a lot of money renting in Midtown and downtown Atlanta. She said, you can purchase your own home. Your credit is excellent. You can move back to Detroit and you can become a real estate agent. And, I thought about it just because I knew a lot in high school and in college. I was always a secretary at different real estate firms. And then once my mom got her own business, I was a secretary at her job. And so I thought about it, and I ended up Googling one day just a couple things about millionaires. And I found some statistics that literally blew my mind. And I kind of sat and I said, maybe I should just take the course and see what it's actually about. Because although I knew real estate, I'll say, I guess I was around real estate, but I did not know real estate that well. And so once I got into the course, I absolutely fell in love with it. I'm a people's person, and it started to fit my personality. I was interested and intrigued in learning more about the business, learning the ins and out. And I ended up falling in love with it, honestly.
So one thing that I always preach is not depending on one stream of income. And in your intro, I mentioned that you are a lead-based paint inspector, a risk assessor, a home decorator, and stager. Why do you think it's so valuable to have multiple streams of income and kind of multiple roles that you can step in and play and, collect a check for?
Just what you said, to collect the check. No, seriously, honestly, to have a variety of things going on in your life. Anything can happen at any moment. Real estate is a very tricky situation where right now it's doing amazing. I'm doing amazing, but you never know. We could have in 2008, the economy crashed entirely. It left a lot of people without homes, their homes going into foreclosure. So you never know. So I thought about different things that I absolutely loved. I've always been interested in beauty. So I thought about selling hair extensions for years. I've had different hair companies contact me as brand ambassadors, and it was really, really fun, especially in college. And I would post a picture, and the companies would reach back out to me and say, hey, with you posting that picture, we sold out of our inventory. After so many times, I said, I can just start my own hair extension company at this point, because clearly I'm bringing a large amount of clients. And so that's when I started Catch Collection in January 15, 2017. So I'm actually approaching one year, and it's been absolutely amazing. And so with my other stream of income, with my real estate t-shirts, I started having a lot of people contact me that didn't have a large following on the internet, but they wanted to be successful real estate agents. My view is to be your own walking billboard. Instead of just passing out business cards, why don't you walk and have something on your shirt saying, one of my slogans is, this lady sells homes. If you go to different real estate conventions, if you go to the mall, it will attract attention, which ultimately leads to business. I left out of my biography, a landlord. So I own rental properties in Detroit. And so each rental property in Detroit has to have a lead-based paint inspection. And those inspections can run about $1,000. So I would send different, I would go to different companies and use them until one day I thought, why don't I just go to school and become a lead-based paint assessor myself? And I can work for myself as well as others who may need that opportunity. And so that's how that happened. But with different streams of income, you just have money coming from different places. And you never know if one day if one business won't be as successful, not because of yourself, but just because of the target market. So if people stop wearing hair extensions, I still have several other streams of income. If the economy goes down, I still have an income in this way. So just keeping yourself well-rounded and to still have your financial freedom.
Absolutely. And I think it all comes down to that mindset, and your mindset is something that that can't be taught. It's either you got it or you don't. And you definitely have that hustler's mentality, because so many people would be okay sitting back collecting those checks just from real estate. But if you can cut out the middleman, like you said, you already are sending your own, clients to get these inspections. If you can do it yourself and collect that check, it just makes more sense. So multiple streams of income, ladies, is definitely the way to go, because nobody has time to be stressed out over one check. When you're getting 10, you don't have to depend on that one.
Absolutely.
So what would you say is the most important or the biggest benefit of owning real estate? Why do you think it's so important for people to purchase property?
Purchasing property, I know that it's very cliche to say, but honestly, it's a wealth builder. If you have an apartment and you pay $1,500 a month. When you're done with that apartment and it's time to move, all that you may get back is a security deposit, which that's not so exciting. People get excited to get a security deposit back. It's your own money. So you're walking away with maybe $1,500. However, if you purchase a home, it's a lot cheaper. Once you're done with that home, you sell it and you can walk away with $50,000, $60,000 check in your hands to move forward to something else. And if you continue to do that, add the math. You leave with $1,500 or you leave with a $60,000 check. I'm getting married in May, so I'll be selling my condo that I own, and it's almost paid off. So as soon as I'm done with that, I can take my money and do as I please, whether I want to, help with the deposit for the new home or whatever whatever I want to do. So I definitely feel as if it's a key to wealth, honestly.
I love it. Congratulations on, your engagement. I know you got a power couple thing going on. I know your boo is into real estate as well. Mm-hmm. What would be your biggest advice for women who, who see the glitz and the glam of the power couple thing, but don't know how to make it work? Like, how do you keep your boundaries clear? How do you keep a happy home, even though you're working together? What is your advice for aspiring power couples?
I would say to be true to yourself, give yourself space. Although we post pictures and we have a lot of fun, there are a lot of things in our life that won't be posted as far as positivity. Not every high will be posted, and as well as every low. So I always tell people, don't aspire actually to be a power couple. I don't tell people, because whatever power is to you, this is what I will say. Honestly, instead of saying don't aspire to be a power couple, don't take what people consider a power couple to be a power couple. To you, a power couple may be, I'm a teacher, he's a teacher. So a lot of people see certain things, and I feel as if they get caught up in the hype, and it may not even be what they want. So someone may see us and say we are into real estate and we are investing and purchasing homes. That doesn't mean that you have to get into real estate and purchase homes if that's not what your desire is. It's a lot of work, hard work in many different careers, but I can say real estate is one that appears to be extraordinarily glamorous, but it's a lot of mistakes that can be made and a lot of things that can happen in between the finding a client and closing a deal. So I always tell people we get a lot of power couple, and I love it. It's really, really sweet, but always understand that what's power to someone may not be power to you, and don't get caught up in the hype.
So true. And that is such a great point, because it is so easy to look at, Black Love Page, I think, and see like all of these relationships, and you're like, oh, I want that, even though you really don't even know what that is, what it takes to maintain that, what it took to build that. And so I think that is very, very good advice to create your own definition of power and then, work towards that with your man. Now, one thing that I have experienced, Lauren, that I'm sure you experience as well, is people not wanting to take you seriously because of your age, your appearance. You are extremely beautiful, you are young, and you are walking into these, to make these big deals. How do you handle the fact that people may not take you seriously because of your age, or do you even have to deal with that?
I absolutely have to deal with that. It's funny. The major time that I had to deal with it, I really deal with it every other day. But I took the lead-based paint and inspectors class, and the industry is a male-dominated industry. To become a lead-based paint inspector, it's a labor job. So as I went in, I'm the only woman and I'm the only African-American woman. As I walked in, they're all Caucasian males, probably around 40 to 50. I come in with a pink notebook, pink bag, and I'm smiling, and everyone's literally staring at me. I sit in the front. I'm ready. I'm ready to, take over the class and take over the course and get out of there and get my certification. And so they're all staring at me. And the entire week, not that I was upset, but I didn't make any friends. A lot of them clicked up. It was time to partner up. In certain instances, people didn't want to partner with me. That was fine. And at the end of the course, when they when they gave out the certifications, they said that the highest grade in the class was for me. I made the highest grade in the class, and everyone in the class just stared at me like it was unbelievable. But I passed the class with the highest grade, and it made me extremely happy. But on the other end, it made me really sad that we're still dealing with that today. That can happen in real estate deals as well. Typically, my mother and we work together on many deals, and we'll walk into a room, and I don't know who they expect, but when they see us walk into the room, 2 African American women, it's almost like they didn't know who they had no clue who they were about to see. And many times we don't see the other agent or the other side until the closing. So we're talking on the phone and everyone's super friendly, super nice. And then when it's time to close the deal, it's almost an amazement, like this person was this knowledgeable, this person referring to myself or my mother. And it's really sad, but I can say what I do is I just prove them wrong. I've never gotten into any type of altercations or any type of situation that I got negative or got nasty. I just show them. And each time I'm just hoping that I can break stereotypes and misconceptions of African American women in business.
I love it. And that is the perfect way to approach it. Just let your work speak for itself.
Yes.
You can do all the talking in the world, but people are going to think what they're going to think. They're going to, react the way they're going to react. They're going to be ignorant, when they want to be ignorant. And so it's always up to you to maintain, your poise and show people, because you ain't got to click up with me, boo, but you might have wanted to once you see I got the highest score. You mad that you ain't want to work with me now, but that's the way to do it. It's like you kill them with kindness. You make them wish they would have embraced you, in a different way.
And what happens is at the end of the day, the industry is small, especially in Michigan. We will bump into one another again. And if you try to speak with me, I remember faces and I remember names. I will remember that.
And you remember feelings. You remember vibes. You already know when you encounter somebody, their energy. You can tell based on their energy. But I love it. Just continue to prove people wrong. It is very sad and unfortunate that in 2018, women and women of color and, millennial women of color have so many things working against us, but we are full of so much magic. And I love being able to prove people wrong.
I agree. We're taking over, honestly, statistically, African American women and millennials are taking over so many industries that it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We coming for it, baby. We are coming. So the most successful people that I encounter are avid readers. Is there a book or a couple books that you feel like have changed your life or have helped you in terms of building your business?
Honestly, I've received that question a lot, and my honest answer is no. Now, I do attend continuing education through real estate, so I do often take different courses, different classes. But no, I think also the fact that my mother has been in the industry so much, I received so much firsthand information from her. So I always tell people, if you're interested in getting into the business or any business, try to find a mentor. It may not be your mom, it may not be a family member, but reach out to someone that you believe can help you elevate. It's nothing wrong with, finding books, anything, but I personally recommend a strong mentor and taking your own continuing educational classes.
I love it. You definitely have to be willing to invest in yourself. And sometimes just having a conversation, a 5-minute conversation can answer a question that you've been holding on to for 5 years, that you have literally been searching for. So definitely seeking the experts that are already out there in your industry or in the field that you want to break into is definitely the way to go, because you can skip to the front of the line just based on somebody else's experience. Yes. So this is my last question, and I love asking this question because I get so many creative answers. So looking forward to what you have to say. But Lauren, if you could write a recipe for success, like think back over, your journey, if you could come up with a recipe for success that only includes 3 ingredients, what would they be?
Okay, if I could come up, I would say that it would be prayer, determination, and hard work. And is that like along the line of what I can say?
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Okay. Yes, because it's so many, literally prayer that takes me so far. There are so many deals that I am not sure if they will close, and I make sure that I pray, but included in prayer, I always tell people that hard work and determination has to go with it. Honestly, you can't pray for something and not work for it. So there are times that I do feel as if this may not work out. I pray about it, but in addition, I am also literally working, putting in the hours, putting in the time, making sure I am precise, making sure that I am knowledgeable of the situation, of whatever I am in. I try to make sure that I have the education and expertise to be in the field. So those are things for success in all of the different businesses that I have. Is it's one thing to say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but have the background and education to do it as well. And when I say education, it may not be going to college or anything like that, but it may be taking a course to have a better understanding of what you're into.
Lauren, I have truly enjoyed this conversation, and I know that my ladies appreciate all these gems that you have been dropping. So can you please let them know how they can find you online, how they can connect with you on social media, and all that good stuff?
Okay, well, my name is Lauren Alla. My Instagram name is I Am Lauren Lyrics. My Facebook is Lauren Lyrics, and my email address is my new agent Lauren. And I'm very, very approachable. I receive a ton of messages every single day, a ton of emails, and I make it a huge priority to answer all of them as best as I can, because I always feel as if, kind of we briefly spoke about it earlier, it may be one question, you just need one question answered, and you may not know, you may not know that information. I truly want to help young women, help everyone, but honestly, my mission is always to help young women, especially those who are interested in anything that I have to offer, any of my different careers. I would love it. So as many people that I would love for everyone that's interested in real estate, interested in hair, interested in shirts, interested in investing. I'm more than welcome. I'm more than happy to help.
And that's my new agent Lauren at Gmail or
at Yahoo. I'm sorry.
At Yahoo.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This has been another game-changing episode of Confessions of a Workaholic, meant to empower and encourage you to get that ass to work. You already have everything you need to get everything you want if you are willing to do what it takes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lauren, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a guest on Confessions of a Workaholic.